I have to be honest with you guys. I have something to confess. This is not anything I'm proud of. It's honestly something I'm a little bit ashamed about. Didn't really ever want this to come to light, but if people have to know, people have to know, right? Okay. The truth is, I don't know how to use semicolons, dude. I've just never understood them. I already struggled with knowing how to use them, and then like ChatGPT came out, and the main way teachers, at least teachers in like my grade or whatever, high school, whatever, the main way they know if you were using AI in your writing was if you had semicolons in them. So me, who was already scared of semicolons, that was just like the final nail in the coffin. So I've just never known how to use them. But you know what? I am sick of that. I am sick of having my writing just be bland. So you know what? I'm gonna put the work in. I'm gonna hit the books. And let me tell you, we are gonna learn how to use semicolons. Alright, we're back. I have hit many books, and I think I understand semicolons now. The way I see semicolons, they're kind of like frosting to a cake. Semicolons can either connect two sentences together, or it can help clear the air in a sea of monotony. In other words, semicolons are used to help the fluidity of a sentence or the fluidity of a passage. Now let's talk about how semicolons can be used in place of both periods and in commas. When writing a longer or list sentence, you find yourself using a lot of commas. The problem is, as the sentence gets longer, you have more and more commas, and eventually you get kind of lost in the sauce. You have to reread a bunch, and you just kind of get lost in like where you are in the story. In other words, you got too many commas. Now you put some semicolons in place of where a couple commas are, make it tasteful, and boom, you got a better sentence. Now let's talk about periods. There isn't anything technically wrong with putting a bunch of sentences with just periods in them, but as a writer, your purpose is to entice the reader, to make them interested in what you're making. If you just have each sentence over and over again, just only with periods, your readers are gonna get bored. You know, you add some semicolons in there, and then boom, you got a more interesting piece. Now, of course, you can't just throw in semicolons willy-nilly. You know, there are two rules to them. There are appropriate places where semicolons can be used in a piece, and there are places where it's not appropriate. For example, when using commas, there should only be two connecting sentence fragments that relate to each other. That is the only space where it makes sense to put a semicolon. If you have one sentence about, per se, how good the sandwich is, and then the next sentence talks about how good the drink comes with it, those two can be together. But if you are talking about how good a sandwich is, and then you start talking about the weather, you're gonna rather have a comma. There are also some words that just don't mesh well with semicolons. Transitional words like and, to, so, and for should never be placed next to a semicolon. Think of it like magnets, for example. You have a North Pole and a South Pole. The North Pole is your transitional words like so, for, and. On the South Pole, you have your non-transitional words, which are really just any other word. Put the North and the South Pole together, like magnets, and boom, they connect. Semicolon, on the other hand, would also be part of the North Pole. And you put two North Pole magnets together, it's just not gonna work. To sum everything up, semicolons are like the garnish on a dinner plate. They can serve to strengthen the connection between two independent clauses, or they can add some variety in a sea of monotonous commas and periods. But there are still places in which a comma or a period would serve better. As a writer, it is your job to look at these three different types of punctuation and decide what works best for each sentence. Now, this is slightly off topic, but have you ever sprayed your cat with a water bottle because they did something wrong? Huh, okay. Oh, wow. Yo!
What's a
Hey, guys.
semicolon?
Tell us now.
Dude, I don't got a clue in the world, man. I would be so honest.
Tell us! Tell us now!
I don't know.
You should know!
It's you use it to add variety to your sentences.
More!
You can use it to like I gotta go.
No, stop moving! Stop moving!
Stop! It's out. You use semicolons to make your sentences. You replace periods and commas. You replace periods.
Yeah, tell us!
You replace periods and commas with semicolons to make your passages more interesting.
That's damn right.
Stop!
No, stop moving! Stop!
Oh, please. What do you want from me?
Tell us!
I am so grateful to finally understand how a semicolon works.
And okay, so basically you use a semicolon in replacement of a comma or a period to strengthen sentences or add two independent clauses together. But you can't just do it whenever. There are rules.
Tell us!
Okay, I will. No, I don't. When you have two independent clauses, they have to be similar to one another. You can't have one sentence about like sandwiches and another sentence about like outer space, and then have a semicolon there. No, use a comma for that. And then okay. There are words. There are only certain words that you can use touching a semicolon. Only transitional words like so, for, and in. No other words. No. Wait. Oh no. Wait. No. Wait. I know it. It's you don't use transitional words. God, you know you don't use transitional words.
Too late.
Get to it!
I would like to thank Professor Rachel Hall for teaching me this semester and for getting me more interested in literature and English as an idea. I am honored to be one of the students in the last semester she teaches this course. I don't understate how special that is, and I'm so grateful I get to be a part of that. I would like to thank all my friends in the poetry group for all the fun I've had making submissions. There's been so many submissions, and you guys have been so fun. Oh my god. You have been so fun to work with. And lastly, I would like to say to my girlfriend Amber how much I love you. Happy 3 years. You've been the most
Alright, that's enough from you.
No.